Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Since Day One. Before we get into this video today about NBA Youngboy as well as Janiaa meshell, go ahead and like the video, comment down below, and if you are new, smash that subscribe button to take flight with us.
Fake love, I don't need it, you can keep it as a fake. I had to make up my mind. I took that weight on my shoulders. I done been down for...
So word in these social media streets, you guys, is that NBA Youngboy was recently in Atlanta, allegedly, as of this past April. Now, I really don't know how true that is, you guys, but I don't make the news, I just report it. I actually did not have any plans to come and make any NBA Youngboy content on my channel, and this information just really fell into my lap. Now, y'all know I have been on maternity leave for the longest, and I had just had my baby in November of 2022, and since then, I really have not been creating any type of content concerning NBA Youngboy, and I really have not been as invested in his life as I used to be. However, there was a fan and supporter who brought some things to my attention because they know that I had not been as invested in NBA Youngboy and his circus of sister wives. So I'm going to do my best to try and break it down for you guys, but I also want to stress and overemphasize that this is all alleged. And also, y'all know I want y'all to leave y'all thoughts and opinions down below and let me know what y'all think about the situation. But ultimately, I'm leaving it up to y'all to form y'all own opinion on the information that I'm giving. So it all started off a couple days ago, you guys, when I received a DM from a fan and supporter who stated that I have been missing out on some things since being absent and not speaking on NBA Youngboy. The person who was DMing me wants to remain anonymous. However, they were speaking in code and it kind of irritated me, so I called them out on it, and this is what they had to say. Yes, I'm speaking in code. Y'all really thought Janiaa left Kentrell. I'm talking about Dejounte other baby that nobody is bringing up. You forgot about Dejounte light-skinned boyfriend. Oh my effing God. I'm talking too much now. Now, when people are DMing me about NBA Youngboy's business, some things I have to take with a grain of salt because some people really don't know what they be talking about. Some things probably be true, but then other things probably be a lie. And as far as Dejounte having any type of boyfriend, I never heard anything about that, you guys. The person was also stating that allegedly Dejounte's other baby mama had also had a newborn baby around the time that Janiaa had their daughter Iceland, and that she allegedly has been hiding the baby from the internet for some odd reason, but I'm not sure how true that is. The person went on to say, yes girl, it's a hot ASS mess with Kentrell, Janiaa, and Jazz. And Dejounte. We didn't even know who Dejounte was until Janiaa messed with him. I said yes, because YB is rapping hip-hop, LOL. Dejounte is basketball and sports. It's two different sides of the game. But yeah, you're right. I never knew who Dejounte was before Janiaa. So they go on to say, remember when YB was just in Atlanta at that unlimited jewelry store? He was down there to see Kacey and Janiaa. Dejounte was in Chicago. So of course, y'all, because I hadn't been keeping up, I didn't know what they were speaking of. So I said, when was this? Was this last week? So they said, no, it was a couple of days before she had the baby. When Janiaa goes see YB, she is on a private jet. And she also flies private jet with Dejounte, but not as much when she is with Dejounte. So at this point, I wasn't really convinced, you guys. And I asked the person, I was like, ain't that man on house arrest though? And I was referring to YB at this point because everybody knows that he's been on house arrest and that he hasn't been able to leave his house in Utah. So then the person sends me a photo of NBA Youngboy standing with the owner and founder of the Jewelry Unlimited store located in Atlanta, and the photo was dated April 7th. I was able to compare the man in the photo with YB to the same man in a photo with Takeoff and Quavo, and I figured it had to be the same guy. I believe you pronounce his name Wifey, however his personal Instagram was private, so I wasn't able to lurk much, but he is the owner and co-founder of Jewelry Unlimited located in Atlanta, Georgia. The person also pointed out to me that the photo that YB was standing in with the jewelry owner clearly was not old because he had the same piercing that he had just gotten sometime this year. An NBA Youngboy fan page that goes by the name All Facts No Shade also posted the same picture on April 7th, and you can see fans and supporters in the comments asking questions like, I thought this was 2020 for a second. Someone else said, literally the first thing that came to my mind. Someone else said it is a picture from 2020, and then someone else responded and said, how is this old And you can still see the jewelry thing in his face that he had recently got in 2023. Another fan and supporter commented and said, "Who posted this?" And then you can see somewhere in the comments they tagged Jewelry Unlimited, basically insinuating that Jewelry Unlimited was the one who posted the photo initially of themselves and NBA Youngboy. And as you can see on All Facts No Shade spam page, that clearly the date of this photo was posted April 7th. And then the person DMing me has said, "Here's the picture of him in Atlanta. Stop believing that he can't travel like that." But to be honest, you guys, I really wasn't convinced that NBA Youngboy was in Atlanta. I mean, I don't know. I'm just convinced that he had the ankle monitor, he can't leave Utah, and that maybe the guy from Jewelry Unlimited came to Utah to see him. Because when you look at the background of the photo of YB and Wafi, you can see that it looks like they're in a garage. And I don't know, I'm just comparing things at this point in time, but doesn't it seem like the same garage that's in YB's Utah home in Salt Lake City that he just moved from? So y'all remember earlier when I had told y'all that the person was asking me if I remember when YB was just in Atlanta at the Unlimited Jewelry store. He was down there to see Kacey and Janiaa, and Dejounte was in Chicago. Well, I had asked the fan and supporter when was the exact time frame that NBA Youngboy was down there in Atlanta. Was it April 4th, April 7th, before April 4th? And they stated that he was there on April 7th and that Janiaa had her daughter April 9th. And like I said earlier in the video, you guys, I haven't really been invested in NBA Youngboy and the Sister Wives, let alone Janiaa and Dejounte. I kind of let all of that go when I had my own baby because I wanted to focus on my son. But I can't deny that some of the things that the fan and supporter was explaining to me, you guys, did make a lot of sense when I started digging. Such as the jewelry store located in Atlanta. On their Instagram, they had posted something referring to NBA Youngboy buying jewelry from them for his WTF video that he had recently did with Nicki Minaj. However, what threw me off when I got to the post on Jewelry Unlimited's Instagram account was the fact that they posted this video April 21st. But when I went over to their Facebook account, you guys, I noticed that on the Facebook account, they posted the same video of NBA Youngboy in the WTF video with Nicki Minaj, as well as the jewelry that he purchased from the Jewelry Unlimited store, and that post was dated April 7th. And since the Jewelry Unlimited store kept emphasizing that the jewelry that NBA Youngboy wore in his video with Nicki Minaj called WTF, I went to YouTube to see when that video was posted, and the video was posted on April 6th. And I know that none of this really confirms if NBA Youngboy was allegedly in Atlanta or not, but like I said, I wasn't convinced on what the fan and supporter was talking about because I know for sure that NBA Youngboy is on house arrest as far as the whole world is concerned. And I really don't know or not if he is still on his ankle monitor, but I mean, anything could have changed with NBA Youngboy stipulations of being on house arrest. And I mean, maybe he is able to travel and he just doesn't want us all to know yet. And so y'all remember early on in the video when the person was saying that NBA Youngboy was allegedly in Atlanta at the Unlimited Jewelry store, and he was allegedly down there to see Kacey and Janiaa, and allegedly Dejounte was in Chicago. So I started to do some digging on Dejounte to see if he was really in Chicago during that time. I was able to find this information on statmuse.com that basically the Chicago Bulls were defeated by the Atlanta Hawks, who Dejounte Murray plays for, 123 points to 105 points on April 4th.
He's open, and he hits it.
Oh, I tell you, the Bulls did everything right on that play, just didn't come up with that ball.
My husband also helped me look up the schedule of the Atlanta Hawks for the 2022-2023 regular season. And as you can see here, Dejounte played against the Dallas Mavericks on April 2nd, the Chicago Bulls April 4th, the Washington Wizards April 5th, the Philadelphia 76ers April 7th, as well as the Boston Celtics on April 9th, which was the same day that Janiaa Meshell gave birth to their daughter Iceland. And does that mean that Dejounte wasn't there the day that Janiaa gave birth because he had active games that he was playing for the NBA? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below and let me know what y'all think about this situation, because I'm really not up to date on basketball, so I really don't know if the NBA would have let him fly back to Janiaa just because she had given birth to their child. Now, I don't know if he flew back to Janiaa, you guys, but according to landofbasketball.com and Google, He also had a play-in game with Miami Heat on April 11th of 2023. So Janiaa had announced the birth of her daughter Iceland and said that she was an Easter baby and was born on April 9th of 2023. So by April 10th of 2023, Janiaa was still on Twitter saying, "Not I got my lashes done today in the hospital." And this was giving me the impression that Janiaa didn't immediately go home or be released from the hospital because of the fact that there was rumors that she had also had a C-section with this child as well, just like she did with Kacey. So a C-section is considered a major surgery, and although I've never had one, I don't think that after having a major surgery that the hospital will release you immediately the following day. So this made me think that Janiaa may have been in the hospital from April 9th to about April 12th. Also on April 10th, someone named Gabrielle on Twitter asked Nene, "Did you vlog her birth for YouTube or even record while you were at the hospital?" And Janiaa says that her water broke unexpectedly. And another thing that I had noticed with Janiaa's Twitter, you guys, is that she was very, very active during the month of April. However, on April 5th through April 8th, Janiaa was not posting anything on Twitter until she had her daughter on April 9th. And I'm not insinuating anything, you guys. I'm just lining it up as it was brought to my attention. But I'm just going to repeat that NBA Youngboy does not like his people being on social media when they are around him. And let me remind y'all that Dejounte was playing basketball on the day that Iceland was born, and he was also playing basketball on April 11th. However, Janiaa came back to Twitter on April 12th and stated, "Straight off the plane from work and straight to daddy mode. I swear I love this man." So was she insinuating that Dejounte had flown home on April 12th to see Iceland because she was just born on April 9th and he wasn't able to be there because he was playing basketball? Because according to the basketball stats, you guys, he was gone again April 15th, April 18th, April 21st, April 23rd, April 25th, and April 27th at the NBA playoffs Eastern Conference first round. So I don't know. Maybe they wasn't together, y'all. Maybe the person that was in my DM was just coming up with a whole bunch of nonsense and just trying to get me riled up because they wanted me to make a video and look crazy by saying that NBA Youngboy was in Atlanta with Janiaa and Kacey, when I don't really know if that's true or not. So like I said, it's all alleged. I don't know nothing. I don't make the news. I just report it. But one more thing I got for y'all before we get out of here today is a song that NBA Youngboy released on YouTube on May 11th, you guys. And this song was called Perspective. Now, I got this information from someone else and not the person who was DMing me the information about NBA Youngboy allegedly being in Atlanta to see Janiaa and Kacey. I didn't even know anything about this song that NBA Youngboy had dropped. I think the only thing that I noticed during this time period was the fact that everybody was saying that meshell had a black eye and that NBA Youngboy was wrong for forcing her to still take a picture for his cover album. But the other fan and supporter who pointed this song out to me, you guys, also wanted to emphasize that they felt as if none of the NBA Youngboy shade pages had caught it because they didn't see anything about this song floating around on the internet. However, let's just go ahead and give it a listen.
Fuck on these and I think I relapse. Your highness, you know I'm controlling the cap. Count it up backwards, you know I'm a factor. Fuck this so hard that she start having traces.
Now look, y'all, this was all brought to my attention. It just fell in my lap. I don't know what's what. All I know is I did my little digging. I came up with my little research and I brought it to y'all's attention. The one thing that I don't know why is why NBA Youngboy will put Janiaa in a song saying, "Uncle Nene, and I think about relapsing. Your Highness, you know I'm controlling the castle. Count it up backwards. You know that I'm a factor. Ucked her so hard till she start having tractions, aka contractions." And again, this is all alleged, you guys, but I don't see why NBA Youngboy would put those lyrics in his song for no apparent reason. And I know that he ain't talking about doing that to Janiaa when she was pregnant with Kacey. Other NBA Youngboy fans and supporters said things like that Janiaa had Iceland on the 9th, but was supposed to go in on the 11th, I think. and that Janiaa was scheduled for a C-section on that Tuesday but had her early that Sunday. And the fan and supporters said that it makes me wonder why Janiaa went into labor early. But I'm going to sleep on it.
So long, sleeping from sofa to sofa. Now I'ma step on these little bitty bitches. Hit some brand new Gucci low, some Gucci walking. I got tired of eating Big Mama's chicken. Now it's business when I walk out.